The moment you celebrate your achievement, you've already begun your decline. Ancient Taoist Principle. You finished a major project. You reached a goal. You won recognition. Your first instinct is to celebrate. Post on social media. Tell everyone. Bask in the accomplishment. This seems natural, healthy even. But Taoist philosophy says this is exactly when you become most vulnerable. Let me explain why. The Tao Te Ching, written around the 6th century BC by the legendary Lao Tzu, contains a warning that modern achievers constantly ignore. Those who stand on tiptoe do not stand firmly. Think about that image. Standing on tiptoes makes you taller temporarily. You reach higher. You appear more impressive. But you're unstable. One push and you fall. This is celebration. It elevates you momentarily while destabilizing you fundamentally. Taoists observed a pattern. People who celebrated achievements loudly became attached to those achievements. Attachment created fear of losing what was achieved. Fear created rigidity. Rigidity prevented further growth. The celebration stopped the progress it was meant to honor. This isn't theoretical philosophy. This is observable reality. Athletes who celebrate too early lose the next game. Entrepreneurs who celebrate one success miss the next opportunity. Students who celebrate 1A expect all, as in collapse when facing AB. The Tao Te Ching states, when your work is done, withdraw. This is the way of heaven. Not when your work is done. Celebrate and tell everyone. When your work is done, move to the next thing. Withdrawal isn't false modesty. It's strategic detachment. You completed something. Good. That's what you were supposed to do. Completing tasks is your nature. Why would you celebrate doing what's natural? Fish don't celebrate swimming. But here's what really happens when you celebrate achievement. You create identity around the accomplishment. I'm the person who did X. I'm the one who achieved Y. Now you're trapped. You have to maintain that identity. Zhuangzi, the other great Taoist philosopher from around the 4th century BC, tells a story about a tree. This tree was massive, old, beautiful. People came from miles to admire it. A carpenter walked past and ignored it completely. His apprentice was confused. Master, this is the most magnificent tree I've ever seen. Why do you ignore it? The carpenter replied, it's useless wood, twisted grain, can't build anything. That's why it lived this long. The point isn't that you should be useless. The point is that the tree survived precisely because it never attracted attention for being useful. Celebrating achievement is announcing your usefulness, and useful things get used up. Modern culture reverses this completely. We're told to brand ourselves, market our achievements, build a platform around our success. This creates constant pressure to maintain the image. You become enslaved to your own accomplishments. The Taoists saw this trap 2,500 years ago. They watched ambitious people achieve things, celebrate publicly, then spend the rest of their lives defending their reputation. The achievement became a prison. The celebration was the lock clicking shut. Chapter 9 of the Tao Te Ching warns, fill your bowl to brim and it will spill. Keep sharpening your knife and it will blunt. Chase after money and security, and your heart will never unclench. This applies directly to achievement. Fill yourself to the brim with pride over your accomplishment, and it overflows into arrogance. Keep sharpening your identity around success, and you become brittle. Chase recognition, and you lose the peace that made achievement possible. The chapter continues. Do your work, then step back. The only path to serenity. This is a complete opposite of modern achievement culture. We're told, do your work, then promote it relentlessly. Build a personal brand. Leverage your success. But notice what happens. The people who do this become anxious. They achieve something once. Now, they have to keep achieving to maintain their image. They can't rest. They can't explore. They can't fail. They're trapped by their own success. The Taoists practice something different. Wu Wei in achievement. Wu Wei, meaning non-action or effortless action, applies not just to the work itself, but to the response after completion. You achieve without striving. You complete without celebrating. You succeed without attachment. Think about water again, the constant Taoist metaphor. Water doesn't celebrate reaching the ocean. It just flows there. It accomplishes a journey without announcement. When it arrives, it simply is. No fanfare, no identity shift, just presence. This creates sustainable achievement because you're not carrying the weight of past accomplishments. You remain light enough to pursue new ones. Your identity isn't tied to what you did. It's present in what you're doing now. Lao Tzu observed the natural world constantly. Trees grow without celebrating each new rain. Rivers carve canyons while commemorating each inch. The moon completes its cycle without demanding recognition. Nature achieves relentlessly and silently. Why? Because natural processes aren't separate from their results. The tree growing is the tree being a tree. The river carving is the river being a river. The doing and the achievement are one continuous flow. Humans break this unity. We separate the doing from the achievement. Then we celebrate the achievement as if it's distinct from us. This creates internal division. The achiever and the achievement become different entities. The Tao Te Ching teaches, the sage does not accumulate. The more he helps others, the more he benefits. The more he gives to others, the more he gets. This isn't karma. This is flow dynamics. When you don't accumulate achievements as identity, you remain open to new experiences. When you help without celebrating the helping, you can help again without ego. When you give without marking yourself as a giver, you can give freely. But the moment you celebrate, you accumulate. You mark this as mine. You create separation between who you were before and who you are after. This separation is the root of suffering according to Taoist and Buddhist philosophy. The Buddhist concept of anatta, non-self, connects here. There is no permanent you to attach achievements to. You're a process, not a product. When you celebrate achievement, you're trying to create a permanent identity from a temporary accomplishment. This is why Taoists never built monuments to themselves. Lao Tzu wrote the Tao Te Ching and disappeared. We don't even know if he actually existed. Zhuangzi wrote brilliant philosophy and lived in obscurity. The work mattered. The author didn't. Compare that to modern culture. Every achievement requires a social media post. Every success needs validation. We're not satisfied with the accomplishment itself. We need others to witness it. Why? Because we're not doing it for the doing. We're doing it for the identity. The Tao Te Ching says, fame or self, which matters more? Self or wealth, which is more precious? Gain or loss, which is more painful? The more you cling, the more you lose. This is the paradox of celebration. By clinging to achievement through celebration, you lose the very quality that made achievement possible. That quality is freedom. Freedom from outcome. Freedom from identity. Freedom to simply act. When you celebrate, you're saying, this matters to my identity. I am different now because of this. But Taoism says you're the same. You did something natural to your nature. Nothing fundamental changed. Continue flowing. This isn't nihilism. It's not saying achievements don't matter. It's saying achievements are part of the flow, not interruptions to it. The river doesn't stop and celebrate each mile. It keeps flowing. That's how it reaches the ocean. Zhuangzi tells another story. A skilled archer demonstrates his ability to a crowd. He hits the center of the target perfectly. Everyone applauds. The archer then attaches a gold piece to the target and tries again. Suddenly his hands shake. His aim wavers. He misses. Nothing about his skill changed, but the pressure of stakes, the attachment to outcome, destroyed his natural ability. Celebration creates this same attachment. The pressure to repeat performance replaces effortless action. This is why athletes talk about beginner's luck. The beginner has nothing to lose, no reputation to uphold, no previous success to defend. They can act freely. Then they succeed once. They celebrate. Now they have something to lose. The pressure builds. The Taoist response is to maintain beginner's mind even after achieving mastery. How? By not celebrating the mastery. By not identifying with it. By treating each new task as if you've never done it before. Fresh, unattached, free. The Zen Buddhists adopted this from Taoism. Shoshin, beginner's mind. Approach everything with openness, eagerness, and lack of preconceptions. Even if you've done it 1,000 times before. Especially if you've achieved it before. But celebration kills beginner's mind. Celebration says, I know this. I've done this. I'm the person who achieved this. Now you approach the next task as an expert, not a beginner. And experts are rigid. Beginners are fluid. The Tao Te Ching observes, the stiff and unbending is a disciple of death. The gentle and yielding is a disciple of life. Celebration makes you stiff. You have a reputation to protect. Withdrawal keeps you yielding. You have nothing to defend. Think about the greatest sustained achievements in history. Not one-time wins, but decades of contribution. The people who achieved them rarely celebrated. Einstein didn't throw parties after each discovery. He just kept working. Marie Curie didn't promote her Nobel Prizes. She returned to the lab. Why? Because they understood intuitively what Taoism teaches explicitly. Celebration interrupts flow. It creates attachment. Attachment creates fear. Fear destroys the conditions that made achievement possible. To keep achieving, you must release what you've achieved. This seems counterintuitive. We think celebrating achievement motivates future achievement. But observe your own experience. When you celebrated a success, did it make the next task easier or harder? Most honest people will say harder, because now there's pressure, expectation, identity to maintain. The Tao Te Ching asks, can you love people and lead them without imposing your will? Can you deal with the most vital matters by letting events take their course? Can you step back from your own mind and thus understand all things? That last question applies here. Can you step back from your achievements and thus achieve more? By not identifying with past success, you remain free to pursue present opportunity. This is the power of remaining unattached. Attachment isn't just emotional, it's cognitive. When you celebrate achievement, you create neural pathways linking that achievement to your identity. Your brain starts protecting that identity. You become risk-averse. You avoid situations where you might fail and contradict your celebrated image. This is why celebrated geniuses often produce nothing after their celebrated work. One-hit wonders in music, one-book authors, one discovery scientists. The celebration created such strong identity attachment that they couldn't risk contradicting it with new attempts. The Taoists understood neuroplasticity before neuroscience existed. They observed that people become what they practice. If you practice celebrating achievement, you become an achievement celebrator. If you practice wu-wei in achievement, you become an effortless achiever. There's a practical application here. Next time you accomplish something significant, notice the urge to celebrate. Notice the urge to tell people. Notice the urge to mark this as special. Then don't. Just acknowledge it internally and move to the next thing. This feels uncomfortable at first. We're conditioned for celebration, but that discomfort is attachment trying to maintain itself. Sit with it. Let it pass. You'll notice something interesting. The accomplishment doesn't disappear just because you didn't celebrate it. The result remains. The noise just stops. The noise is the problem. Celebration creates noise. Noise drowns out the subtle signals that guide you to the next right action. When you're busy celebrating past success, you miss present opportunity. Lao Tzu observed, "Those who know do not speak. Those who speak do not know." This applies to achievement. Those who achieve don't need to announce it. The achievement speaks. Those who announce it are compensating for something. Maybe insecurity, maybe attachment, maybe fear of being forgotten. But the fear of being forgotten reveals a trap. You're not trying to achieve for the achievement itself. You're trying to achieve for the recognition. And recognition requires celebration. So you celebrate. And now you're dependent on external validation to feel successful. Taoism breaks this cycle by removing the need for recognition. You achieve because it's natural to your nature. A tree grows because it's a tree, not because anyone's watching. You complete tasks because you're a task-completing being. Celebration is irrelevant. Chapter 2 of the Tao Te Ching states, "The sage goes about doing nothing, teaching no talking. The 10,000 things rise and fall without cease, creating, yet not possessing, working, yet not taking credit. Work is done, then forgotten, therefore it lasts forever." That last line is crucial. Work is done, then forgotten, therefore it lasts forever. Celebrated work becomes dated. It's locked in time. The moment you celebrated, the identity you had, it can evolve. But forgotten work, release work, work without attachment, that can live independently. It lasts. Look at the Tao Te Ching itself. Lao Tzu didn't tour promoting it, didn't build a school around it, didn't create a brand. He allegedly wrote it, gave it to a gatekeeper, and disappeared into the mountains. The work lasted 2,500 years precisely because he didn't attach to it. Compare that to modern authors who spend more time promoting their book than writing it. The promotion becomes the achievement. The book becomes secondary. This is attachment. And attachment prevents the deep work that creates lasting value. The Taoists would say, do the work so well that it doesn't need celebration. Make it so good that it speaks for itself. Then step back and let it do its work in the world. Your job is creation, not celebration. Creation flows. Celebration stops. There's another level to this. Celebration assumes the work is finished. But Taoist philosophy says nothing is ever finished. Everything is process. When you celebrate finishing, you're lying to yourself. You haven't finished. You've reached an arbitrary stopping point you decided to call complete. The universe doesn't recognize completion. Everything continues. Rivers continue flowing. Trees continue growing. Seasons continue cycling. Your achievement is just one phase in a continuous process. Celebrating it is like celebrating Tuesday. It's arbitrary. This perspective releases pressure. You don't have to create perfect finished products worthy of celebration. You just have to participate in the ongoing process of creation. This next thing you make is just another expression of the process. Not special, not final, just present. Zhuangzi wrote, "The perfect man has no self. The spiritual man has no achievement. The true sage has no name. No self means no one to attach achievements to. No achievement means actions flow without accumulation. No name means no reputation to defend." This is liberation, not the absence of doing, but the absence of attaching to what's done. You achieve more because you're not carrying the weight of past achievements. You're light, mobile, free to respond to what's emerging instead of protecting what's emerged. The Western concept of growth mindset touches this. Carol Dweck's research shows that people who see abilities as fixed struggle more than people who see abilities as developable. Celebration tend to create fixed mindset. I am the person who achieved this. Growth requires release. I did this. Now I can do other things. But Taoism goes deeper than growth mindset. It's not just that you can grow. It's that growth is your nature. You don't have to try to grow. You just have to stop celebrating in ways that prevent growth. Remove the obstacles. Flow returns. The obstacle is identity. Every celebration reinforces a particular identity. I'm successful. I'm a winner. I'm an achiever. These identities seem positive, but they're still cages. They define what you can and can't do while maintaining that identity. The Tao Te Ching teaches, when I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. When I let go of what I have, I receive what I need. Celebration is holding on to what you are and what you have. Release is letting go to become and receive. This is terrifying to ego. The ego wants to accumulate achievements like possessions. It wants to build a monument to itself. But monuments are for the dead. Living things keep moving, keep changing, keep flowing. So the Taoist practice is simple. Achieve without attachment. Complete without celebration. Succeed without identity. This isn't suppressing joy. You can feel satisfaction. You can experience fulfillment. You just don't make it into a public performance or an identity shift. The difference between internal satisfaction and external celebration is crucial. Internal satisfaction is private acknowledgement that you did something. External celebration is public announcement that you are someone. The first is temporary and healthy. The second is identity creation and dangerous. When you finish a project, you can feel good about it. That's natural. But the moment you need others to know about it, you've crossed into attachment. You're seeking external validation to confirm an identity you're trying to construct. The Tao Te Ching warns, care about people's approval and you will be their prisoner. This is exact. When your achievements require celebration and recognition, you become a prisoner of others' opinions. You can only feel successful when they affirm it. But if you achieve without celebrating, without needing external validation, you remain free. You know what you did. The universe knows. That's sufficient. This is the ultimate freedom. Self-sufficient success. Success that doesn't require witnesses. There's a practical test. Can you do excellent work that no one ever knows about? Can you solve a problem without telling anyone? Can you help someone without needing credit? If yes, you've understood Taoist achievement. If no, you're still trapped in attachment. The sage does not hoard. The more he helps others, the more he benefits. The more he gives others, the more he gets. This is possible only when you don't celebrate and accumulate. Celebration turns achievements into possessions. Possessions must be hoarded and protected. But when you release achievements as they happen, you have nothing to hoard, nothing to protect. You're empty, and emptiness, according to Taoism, is the most useful state. Empty cups can be filled. Empty rooms can be used. Empty cells can respond to anything. Chapter 11 of the Tao Te Ching explains, "We join spokes together in a wheel, but it is the center hole that makes the wagon move. We shape clay into a pot, but it is the emptiness inside that holds whatever we want." This applies to achievement. Your past successes are the clay, useful for shaping, but it's the emptiness, the not identifying with them, that allows you to hold new experiences. Celebration fills you with pride. Emptiness keeps you available for growth. So the Taoist achiever is paradoxical, highly effective but claiming no credit, deeply accomplished but carrying no achievements, continuously successful but never celebrating success. This seems impossible. It's actually the natural state when you stop forcing. Children demonstrate this. A child builds a sandcastle, completes it, then immediately starts another. No celebration, no attachment, just continuous creation. Then we teach them to celebrate, to perform, to seek validation. And we wonder why they lose their natural creativity. The Taoist path is returning to that pre-celebration state. Not childish, but childlike. Achieving because it's natural. Creating because you're a creator. Completing because tasks exist to be completed. No more, no less. No celebration required. This creates what the Taoists call Ziren, natural spontaneity. Things happening of themselves. When you're not attached to outcomes, not celebrating achievements, not protecting identities, action becomes natural again. You do what needs doing without mental burden. The mental burden of celebrated achievement is real. Every accolade is a weight. Every award is an expectation. Every recognition is a bar you set for yourself. The more you celebrate, the heavier you become. Eventually, you're too heavy to move, paralyzed by past success. We see this in successful people who stop producing. They achieved something significant. They celebrated. The world celebrated. Now, anything less than that level of achievement feels like failure, so they do nothing. Celebration killed their productivity. The Taoist solution: treat every achievement the same. Small or large, simple or complex, recognized or invisible. You did it. Good. Next. This keeps you level, balanced, not inflated by big wins or deflated by small ones. Just flowing. Lao Tzu taught, the sage avoids extremes, avoids extravagance, avoids excess. Celebration is excess. It's taking a natural completion and inflating it into an identity-defining event. This creates extreme emotional states. Euphoria after success, devastation after failure. Both prevent equilibrium. Equilibrium is the goal, not the highs and lows of celebrated wins and defeats. Just a steady state of continuous action. Water finds its level. So should you. Achievement is just one wave in the ongoing flow. Celebrate it, and you fixate on one wave while the ocean moves on. The final teaching. The Tao Te Ching ends where it begins. The sage teaches by doing, not by talking. The sage achieves but does not claim credit. Because he does not claim credit, credit never leaves him. This is the paradox. When you don't celebrate achievement, when you don't claim credit, when you don't attach identity to success, you paradoxically receive more of all three. Because you're not grasping, things can flow to you. Because you're not hoarding, abundance can accumulate naturally. But the moment you celebrate, you're grasping. You're trying to hold this moment, this identity, this achievement. And what you grasp slips away. What you release flows back. This is Taoist physics. Energetic law. Celebration constricts flow. Release enables it. So practice this. Complete things without marking them as complete. Achieve without announcing achievement. Succeed without celebrating success. Notice how this feels. Strange at first, then liberating, then natural. You'll find you achieve more, not less, because you're not stopping to celebrate. You keep momentum. Because you're not attached to outcomes, you take more risks. Because you're not defending a reputation, you try new things. Unattached achievement is unstoppable achievement. The Taoists knew this 2,500 years ago. We're still learning it, still fighting against the cultural pressure to celebrate, to promote, to attach. But every time you choose withdrawal over celebration, you're choosing the way. You're practicing Wu Wei in achievement. You're becoming water. And water always reaches the ocean, not by celebrating each mile, just by flowing, continuous, unattached, inevitable. This is the power of remaining unattached to success. This is why Taoists never celebrate achievement, not from false modesty, but from deep understanding of flow. If you found this exploration of why Taoists never celebrate achievement valuable and want more insights on applying ancient Eastern philosophy to modern success, please subscribe, and share for more Taoist wisdom.